Well, I got to tell you guys, in today's broadcast, I have something creepy to share with you guys. And to be frank, it's going to tick you off. You see, right now, our United States government is funding a project on how to fight, get this, online misinformation by correcting your false beliefs. Yes, no joke. In other words, they could use this kind of technology to eradicate entire belief systems, like the Christianity belief system, like the Muslim belief system, like the Jew belief system, or the Catholic belief system, whatever belief system it is, or hey, even a political belief system. Say you're a conservative or a libertarian or whatever that mindset is. This technology that they are looking into can literally eradicate or alter your entire belief system. And our United States government is funding this. And I've got the evidence to back it up, to show you straight up. But before I do, I wanted to tell you guys about our Restricted Republic special. Right now, if you use the coupon code 2023, you can get the entire first year for $40. Use the coupon code 2023. But I got to tell you, if you really, really, really and truly want to know what's going on, you got to get to these alternative platforms like Restricted Republic. I can't stress this enough. Get down to the nitty gritty. And right now you get an entire year for $40. Imagine the amount of knowledge that you can get. But we post a new video at least 5 to 6 days a week on Restricted that we do not post anywhere else. All right. So let's dive into what the U.S. government is doing behind the backs of the American people, or shall I say behind closed doors. You see, through the National Science Foundation, and I'm going to bring up their website so you can see directly straight right here, the National Science Foundation, and they are an independent agency of our United States government. Well, right now, they are funding a project that corrects false beliefs. And the interpretation or the definition of false beliefs is very, very vague. They don't really tell you what they mean by false beliefs. In other words, it means anything they want it to. And if you have this kind of technology that can correct false beliefs, right, through propaganda and other aspects, I'm sure, but if you have that kind of technology, imagine the power you harbor with such a machine. And I guarantee you, this is against the very nature of God. And this is a major threat, especially if you're a religious person. I'm a Christian, and this could literally be a massive target against Christianity, which, by the way, the Bible talks about a target being on our backs in the latter days, and how, basically, the world will turn against Christians. And I can see this technology absolutely playing a part in that. But let's go on over to the actual page where they show the funding here. And here it is, the National Science Foundation. And you can see at the very top, the headline is How False Beliefs Form and How to Correct Them. Yes, you're absolutely reading that right. But you can see they initially granted this around July 15th, 2021, and the end date is around June 30th, 2024. In other words, they won't have this thing completely done until 2024, and we need to definitely be on alert when that is finally complete, but they're in the process of it. They also show how much money they have given or awarded. We have $444,345 intended award amount, and the total award amount was $506,000. So a little over $500,000 going to this particular project. That is massive. Now let's get down to the abstract. What is it actually about? And I'm going to blow that up a little bit. And here's what it states. Modern technologies allow false information to spread faster and further than ever before. There is currently an urgent need to understand the real-world effects of misinformation on people's beliefs and how to best correct false beliefs. Through a series of laboratory and naturalistic experiments, the project team is examining the effects of repetition on belief in real-world settings and how to more effectively counteract misinformation. The project will inform real-world practices aimed at reducing the impact of misinformation. Fact-checking practitioners are consulted to help guide the research, and the results will be discussed with them. So, in other words, they are using their findings and their funding, and they're working in partnership with fact checkers, like the lying pieces of, they're not really good fact checkers, but they're working with fact checkers to see how they can better brainwash your mind. And one of the things that they entertain in that document is repetition. In other words, if you say a lie long enough and repeatedly and over and over and over and over again, like our dictators have said in the past, right? If you do that over and over again, eventually it becomes believable. And I think that's the idea behind some of these experiment and research funding projects, but they don't really give too much information. They just give a surface level. But here, it goes on. A series of study examines how repetition affects belief in daily life. Findings will determine whether the commonly observed effects of repetition on belief are generalizable to real-world repetition, or if they are an artifact of widespread use of laboratory tasks and materials. The studies explore why repetition increases belief more for some types of information than others. By examining these basic psychological processes in the primary domain within which they affect daily life, misinformation on social media, this work will have implications for real-world practices aimed at reducing the impact of misinformation. Leveraging core principles of cognitive psychology, another series of studies investigates how to best correct false beliefs using predictions derived from existing theories within memory, language, linguistics, and communications. The project is testing various design features hypothesized to improve the effectiveness of misinformation debunking strategies. Findings will reveal the cognitive mechanisms underlying successful misinformation debunking and how fact checkers should best present their findings. Overall, the results will inform and constrain current theories of how beliefs form and how those beliefs can be changed. Red alert, red alert, red alert. I mean, really, changing your belief system. How do we brainwash you to make you not so much believe in those conservative principles? How do we brainwash you to make you not so much believe in those Christian principles? You know? I mean, this is the kind of technology that your United States government is funding. And they started funding this. Again, you go back to the date on that document in 2021. Who is in charge in 2021? Oh, that's right. The Democrats, the Biden administration. And they're fully funding this thing. Why is this? I don't understand. There should be a massive outrage, unlike we have ever heard before, over this kind of technology, because you're really saying this is propaganda on steroids. Let's use our fact checkers, let's use our media, let's use everything to say the same message so that whether or not this message is true or not, you get what we want you to get. I think they already did that during COVID. Get to Restrictive Republic, that's all I'm going to say. And by the way, if you want more information about what's going on, I want to tell you, Steve Quayle has got a lot of great stuff on his website. He's got this Lies of Men and Gods, the Genetic Corruption and Destruction of the Human Race. It's actually really cool. You should check out the trailer and pre-order it. He does that. Steve Quayle does that with Daniel Holdings. You may want to check it out, but he's also got amazing stuff on his websites, books about this kind of technology and technology to be aware of in the future. But check it out at stevequayle.com. I've known him for quite a couple of years, and sometimes he'll share my content, so I also like to share his as well. But either way, this technology is out there and it's terrifying. There's another technology that's kind of similar that if you use it in conjunction with the technology they're now creating, then you've got a real sinister plot for everyone. We're talking about end-time Bible prophecy. This is all the kind of technology that could play out. Take a look at this Forbes article. And this is an older article, but I just want to send out as a reminder. I've touched on this already on Restricted, but it's UFOs, plasma labors, and the Pentagon's Voice of God weapon. All sounds interesting. I'm going to focus on the Voice of God weapon because I think this is what is very interesting. It says one of the most interesting stories in this field was a rumor by a New Scientist journalist, Justin Mullins, heard about a bizarre weapon supposedly being developed in New Mexico back in the 1980s. It was called the Voice of God. What makes it strange is that by pulsing the labor, they could modulate the cracking sound produced by the plasma to carry coherent speech. In effect, a talking fireball. So this thing talks to you, right? The idea was that the device would be used for psychological operations, there you go, with a seemingly divine voice commanding opponents to flee or surrender. Mullins never succeeded in finding out whether there was any truth behind the rumored experience. But talking to various scientists, he concluded that the voice of God would be possible in the lab, but very difficult to produce in the sky. However, there is a kicker here, right? It goes on. In 2018, the Pentagon's Joint Non-Lethal Weapons Program released a video of short pulsar laser creating an actual talking plasma fireball. Wait now, relaying barely comprehensible speech, the creepiest thing you'll hear all week, according to Popular Mechanics. While it does not confirm the scientists were playing with laser fireballs in the sky in 1980s, it suggests that the Voice of God project was not a complete fantasy. And here it is. And this is on Popular Mechanics there, the Pentagon mimicking human speech with lasers. Yeah, so I believe personally that this Voice of God technology absolutely does exist. And here they are. They've proven it with some of this mimicking technology. They're not going to release everything that they have. But either way, if you are any kind of political advocate or you just like to have your own belief system or you're a Christian, this should scare the cheeks out of you. You know, I mean, really. Anyhow, I want to encourage you guys, get to my new site. If you need a little humor in your life, I know things are dragged. It's $0. It doesn't cost anything. It's absolutely free. You subscribe. It's We're Forked Up. And it's just, we kind of get together, my husband and I, and we have a good time. You guys want to see this one that we just put out? This didn't end how she expected. Quite a few funny parts on that, by the way, that you're going to want to see. And here's Justice being silly. But anyway, you're going to want to see that part. But anyway, get to We're Forked Up. We've also got a website, we'reforkedup.com, that you guys can subscribe to as well. But check out our new channel and get involved and have some fun in your life this New Year's season. I know that's something that I'm trying to do. And one of my resolutions before the year is just, have a little more fun. Anyhow, I love all of you. Thanks again for tuning in. I'm Lisa Haven signing out.